Imagine this. You're listening to one of your favorite podcasts and you hear that they want to hire a researcher. You immediately go to apply. You're perfect for the job and you can prove it. You've made several YouTube videos that took a lot of research. You just need to grab those links and add them to your resume. You type in your old channel name and you see nothing. Turns out that for the last 2 years, while you were off enjoying your life, pursuing new jobs and experiences, someone from your past was making sure that you would be silenced. In an email account you haven't opened since 2022, there's an email from YouTube. Well, actually, there's several unread emails from YouTube. Turns out Lillee Jean Truman and her mother Lore have continued to submit copyright takedown requests for your videos. After 4 years of trying to get the exact same videos removed, they finally succeeded in getting copyright strikes on your channel and eventually getting your channel terminated. Less than a week after you discover this, your channel mysteriously reappears. YouTube determined that the takedown requests that you got on your video, they were actually invalid. You weren't able to add your videos to your application for the researcher position you wanted, and the job went to someone else. So yeah, that's what's been going on in my life. I will be very honest, Lillee Jean Truman and her mother Lore Truman are exhausting. The only reason I made content about them was because they were using alleged bigoted behavior to uphold a narrative about Lillee being famous. Now I'm back because I'm very tired of seeing proof of them continuing to harm people. I really want to come here and make this video because YouTube needs to take a look into this. For those of you who don't know, I go by the name Butterholt, and in May of 2020, I started this channel after I watched Primink's first video about Lillee Jean. At that time, there was a flurry of coverage of her allegedly buying followers, but Primink's video mentioned something else that I wanted to look into further. He mentioned that there may have been some racist fake accounts that were commenting positive things on Lillee's posts. But when I went to look into things myself, I found additional troubling racist remarks from both Lillee and her mother. So I started making my own videos to add to the conversation. And since then, the way I interact with YouTube has completely changed. Lillee Jean and Lore have forced me to constantly be looking over my shoulder, even when I know that I've done nothing wrong. After Primink's 2020 video about Lillee Jean went massively viral, hitting over 10 million views, there were a lot of videos made about Lillee. From the beginning, she made it clear that she was going to react poorly to this attention. And instead of choosing to bow out of the public eye until the storm of controversy had passed, she and her mother decided to go on the attack. Anyone who has made any video about Lillee or even so much as mentioned her name in a tweet was at risk of having their videos and posts either copyright claimed or taken down with a DMCA claim. I will discuss my opinions on why she might have behaved this way toward the end of this video, but for now, I want to discuss some details about creators who have been allegedly harassed and doxxed by Lillee Jean and her mother. Tater Tatiana is a small content creator who I met online in 2020. She posted many now deleted videos about Lillee Jean, specifically about some wild stories that Lillee Jean had been publicly sharing about her allegedly much older boyfriend, whom the internet couldn't even prove existed. I remember watching as things unfolded between Tatiana, Lillee Jean, and Lore. The latter women spent a disturbing number of hours posting and deleting things about Tatiana, all because she made commentary videos on their public actions. In 2021, Lillee Jean doxxed Tatiana on her YouTube community tab with information she received via a cease and desist letter. It was really sad to see a creator that I really enjoyed be stressed out and afraid because of the things that Lillee Jean and Lore were doing. And eventually, Tatiana made all but one of her videos private and stopped posting until early 2024 when she announced that she was coming back to YouTube. And I will leave her channel in the description, and I hope you check that out. Curtis Price a YouTuber with around 80,000 subscribers, has made several videos on Lillee Jean over the years, and recently posted one that claimed that Lore had doxed him and his family in a very long, now deleted Facebook post. With Curtis in particular, I find it very interesting that Lillee and Lore are accusing him of copyright infringement when he does not reside in the United States. Copyright laws are not universal, and the copyright laws that Lillee would often attempt to cite when accusing people of copyright infringement only apply to those people living in the US. Primink, a YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers, who had not posted a video to YouTube in 9 months, posted his second Lillee Jean video on May 17th, 2024. A few highlights from his video include Lillee Jean and Lore accusing him and people on his Discord of having a, quote, penchant for playing with children under 16 years old. Accounts that commented positive things on Lillee Jean's videos started commenting negative things on his Lillee Jean video using similar writing styles and emojis. These commenters also exclusively used empty accounts. For 4 years, Lillee Jean and her mother have spammed him with copyright notices with increasingly unhinged accusations and threats of litigation. They even submitted a photo of Lillee Jean for copyright protection after it had already been used by Primink in his thumbnail in order to get YouTube to remove the video. They included personal information of other YouTubers and email communications with YouTube that were then shared with Primink as part of the copyright takedown request process. And they repeatedly used Primink's full legal name to make it clear that they knew who he was. The biggest issue this Primink video brings up is that Lillee Jean and her mother, Lore, have been allegedly regularly abusing the YouTube copyright system and forcing creators to read emails and include incredibly damning, baseless accusations. In an article I will be referencing in the next section of this video, it was brought to light that someone had also updated Primink's Wikitubia page with his full name and home address. At the end of May, an internet culture reporter for the publication Passion Fruit named Stephen Asarch started working on an article about Lillee Jean. Stephen reached out to Primink, Tater Tatiana, Lillee Jean, and Lore about the article, and immediately there were problems. The publication started getting emails from Lore that included Primink's full legal name, which is doxing, and vague legal threats. It quickly seemed that Lore was watching everything Stephen was posting about on social media and then reporting it to his bosses at Passion Fruit while copying him on those emails. That's the very short of it, and I highly recommend reading the entire article, which again is linked in the description. In February 2024, when I hadn't touched this channel in almost 2 full years, Lillee Jean was sending emails to YouTube that made absolutely wild claims about my past videos. This is an email Lillee Jean sent to YouTube regarding my very first video on this channel called Lillee Jean, Let's Talk About Racism. Now just know I'm going to quote this verbatim, so please excuse any weird grammar. The market for my original work, Racism Chat Lillee Jean, has been deeply affected by Blank's illegal usage as the entire video, and it cannot be seen now without dangerous anti-Semitic hate, as he has made the original work, Racism Chat Lillee Jean, infamous for a fallacy created. Mrs. Blank's actions are in clear violation of my claim to the United States government. If you need to speak to Detective Blank or Detective Blank from Blank, who are handling the ongoing stalking in person, aggravated harassment, anti-Semitic crimes in person and online, and nonstop attacks this video caused for me, their contact information can be had here. I also have been in contact with my local DA's office from Sergeant Blank, who has been looking into my case for a year now because of anti-Semitic hate crimes being committed not only online, but in person. I want to remind everyone that Lillee Jean has been repeatedly trying to get my videos removed since 2020. It is now 2024, and she has not let up. So in this email to YouTube, she accused me of using an entire video of hers, which just isn't true. The video she's referencing remains on YouTube, and you can go see it for yourself. In fact, I remember stressing out when I made that video and like literally counting how many seconds of each clip I had used, specifically because I didn't want anyone to have a valid copyright claim against me. She then claimed that my video had caused stalking, aggravated harassment, and anti-Semitic crimes. That is a very dangerous thing to accuse someone of, and those are very serious crimes. And I had to read myself being accused of them. But I think the worst part in this email was that Lillee Jean included a name in the email as a way to try to intimidate me that she had my personal information. I now know that I'm not the only person who has experienced this, specifically through the YouTube copyright reporting system, but it's still wild. Lillee Jean repeatedly will say very unhinged, wild things about people and then just follow up with personal information. That is not acceptable. But again, I'm not the only person dealing with this. Oh, and one last thing about this particular email. I literally have no valid reason to have the full names and contact information for detectives in my inbox. But Lillee Jean shared that with YouTube, and therefore it was shared with me, unredacted. I honestly kind of hope that those detectives understand that their information is being shared with people who are uninvolved in any of the crimes that Lillee Jean continues to speak about. I also have like additional emails where I could quote her accusing me of things like cyber stalking and all of those random accusations that pretty much everyone who has ever had a copyright takedown request from Lillee Jean has likely seen said against them. But what I really want to talk about is 4 years ago, when I got my first false copyright claim from Lillee Jean, I decided that I would not fight with her to try to keep my content up. I am very lucky, I guess, because my channel does not meet the monetization requirements. So if my channel were to get taken down again, I would not be losing any income. I have a job and that pays my bills. But that was my decision from the beginning. And the worst part about watching other people's videos about Lillee Jean's alleged abuse of the YouTube copyright system is that she and her mother shouldn't be allowed to do this. These women spent 4 years trying to get the same 4 videos of mine removed. They were told over and over again by YouTube that their claims of copyright infringement were found to be invalid or lacking information. But they did not stop. They merely changed the wording in their email slightly. They added new made-up claims. They attacked from a different angle just to see if this time their copyright takedown request would work. I'm asking an honest question here to YouTube. Is there not some sort of system that can flag users who try to get the same videos taken down after several failed attempts? It really seems that Lillee Jean's behavior should throw up red flags because of the sheer number of copyright takedown requests that have been found to be invalid. The very scary part of Lillee Jean's use of the copyright reporting system is that she's allegedly using it to gain personal information about those who make content about her. And then once she has that information, what is stopping her from doxing people or using it to cause them distress? The way the system works is that if someone submits a copyright takedown request on your video and it is found to be valid, your video gets removed and your channel gets a copyright strike. If your channel gets 3 copyright strikes, it is automatically deleted. If a channel has strikes and wants to fight them for being invalid, the way to do this is to provide your legal name and information to the person who filed the claim in order for them to pursue the matter in court. And that would make sense if someone's copyright claim was valid. But unfortunately, anyone who tries to do this with Lore or Lillee Jean puts themselves in danger of potential alleged doxing. Lore Truman used to dox people on Twitter years ago by changing her name and location to reflect personal details she learned about people who made videos about her daughter. I can't prove where she got this information, but it is possible that she used the YouTube copyright system or the Twitter DMCA takedown system in order to gain that information. I have personally experienced Lillee Jean submitting an email to YouTube that uses a first name she believes is associated with me. And I fully believe that she did this in order to intimidate me. She wants me to think that she could dox me. I can see with my own eyes in my inbox that she's claiming to have multiple detectives working with her to pursue people. But for more than 4 years, since she first went viral for all the wrong reasons, Lillee Jean has never taken anyone to court. It is my opinion that she doesn't have the evidence to do this, so she uses what information she can to make people feel uncomfortable and stop talking about her. Those are my opinions about what's going on, but there has to be something that YouTube can do to flag her copyright claims as potentially problematic and in need of manual human review. If that's not something that is yet in place, is it possible to make that happen? I don't know. I make YouTube videos. But we need to make sure that YouTube doesn't just forget about Lillee Jean and the problems she is causing for numerous creators. In 2020, Lillee Jean Truman claimed she wanted people to leave her alone and stop talking about her public actions. And yet, when the majority of people who had been covering her bad behavior left to do other things, she continued to try to remove videos, even after YouTube repeatedly told her that they were fair use. She literally spent 4 years trying to get my videos and channel removed. During those 4 years, she could have started and finished college with a bachelor degree. She could have gotten job experience outside the home that forced her to socialize with people other than her mother. Back in 2020, when I started making videos about Lillee Jean, I wanted to get to know her as much as possible before I made any content. Something that became sadly obvious through my observations is that Lillee Jean didn't seem to socialize with anyone, just her mom. While most of her videos from back then have been set to private, those that remain up, like her Voyager series in which she vlogs going to different events and locations, they only show her traveling with her mother, no one else. I remember when I saw those first clips of that Voyager series, I had hope that perhaps Lillee Jean was breaking the, in my opinion, unhealthy bond she had with her mother, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I am of the opinion that the reason Lillee Jean has become so toxic toward anyone who has called her out is because her mom, Lore, was able to help her daughter construct whatever world she wanted to live in. In my opinion, Lillee Jean wants to be a main character, and Lore Truman has done everything in her power to convince Lillee that she is just that. So when anyone comes knocking on the door of their imaginary world with questions about past behavior, the illusion is shattered, and they react with hostility, harassment, doxing, and threats of legal action as a means of protecting the false reality they seem so damn set on permanently inhabiting. Lillee Jean could have become anything, but she chose to become toxic. She wanted to be the princess of the story she was writing for herself. What she's actually become is a ghost haunting the hallways of an abandoned castle, the echoes of her lost potential ringing hard against the walls.